Hello. My name is Shelby. I produce podcasts and live shows for work. And I thought that this channel maybe could be a way that we help local people here that are affected by the storm be able to kind of connect with each other, tell their stories, and get information out. I created this YouTube channel specifically because I don't want followers. I don't want to be any sort of like TikTok, YouTube famous, but I do want these stories to be told in a more sensitive way. This channel is going to tell stories for now and hopefully in the future be able to promote small businesses in the area who could benefit from support, nationwide, worldwide. The support that we've seen in our community has been incredible from individuals. So I will say it's just people, and just people, I mean, they're not just people, they're angels. And it's been people across the nation who have helped how they can, and then people individually here in the affected areas that have just jumped in how they can to help how they can. And today I'm going to have Aleania join us. She has a organization called Mountain Women Helping Mountain Women. I hope I'm saying Mountain Women Helping Mountain Women. And she's been doing some really incredible stuff and sharing a lot of really great information. And so I'm going to bring her on, and we're just going to see where the conversation goes. She's seen a lot, and she's been in the midst of it a lot. So I'm going to welcome her. Hi.
Good morning, y'all.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we say we're okay. We ain't okay. Nobody's okay. Let's not lie about it.
Yeah.
We just say we're fine, right? We're all just fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like a lot of feelings have come up in the past maybe week or so, since it's been cold for me anyways, with seeing how cold it's got and having the holidays show up. And I know early on when this started, I had somebody from across the country reach out and say, like, how can we help for Christmas, and like, what can we do for Christmas? And as Christmas creeps closer, I realize we're not even there yet. We're not even there of like getting trees and gifts and things. Like, people still need the basic necessities.
Yeah. I have people reach out about toy drives and where can we take toys and where can we do Christmas? And I'm like, that's such a blessing. Like, thank y'all for thinking about doing that. But these people, where are they going to put them toys? And them Walmart tents it's too cold to sleep in? Yeah. Where are they going to put them toys and them campers that they ain't got? Where are they going to put them toys in them FEMA hotels that's about to run out? Like, I appreciate the sentiment. Like, these babies need blessings. These babies need blessings, but they ain't got no place to put them yet.
I think it's hard to imagine when you're not here what it really, because everybody, I think that there is needs that are like range, from people. Some people still have their homes, but they're unlivable. I'm echoing on you.
I think I had a phone call came in. I hit it. I closed it out. That might have been it. Sorry.
But I think that there's just such a range of, like, some people are staying with relatives, some people are in hotels, some people are in Airbnbs, some people just barely got a home and they're moving in, and that might be a good place for like the toy drives and the trees and things. It's just connecting. It's almost like we need buckets of like where people are at. But the unfortunate thing is the people that need the most help is almost the hardest to help, it feels like.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that, though. This place that we're in, these mountains, these is people been here for a long time, most of them. Generations on generations on generations on more generations than most y'all can count. And they don't trust people. Yeah. And they don't want people up in their hollers, even if they fell off the mountain. They just don't. They don't trust their government because the government's acted against them for as long as they've been here. They don't trust outsiders because, the robber barons. I mean, we know the history of these Appalachian Mountains,
Well,
and
it's
it's
a
not
long,
been good to these
you even go
people.
back like Cherokee, like you go back, it's always
All
been
the
that
way there.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so these people are very well aware of that. And they're also proud. They don't want to take help. And they're sure not going to take help that's going to take away from their neighbor who needs it worse.
Yeah.
Even if that neighbor may be better off than they actually are. So this geological event, because it's not just a tropical storm, is different from other places because the people that live here are different than other places.
Yeah.
What works in other places ain't gonna work here. And people that ain't from here don't understand that.
And we've seen that since early on, I feel like, it's like I do feel like there was, and you're so, so grateful. And you literally talk to anybody and everybody is so grateful for the support and the help. But those early days, people were like, how can I help? How can I help? And so many of us like were like, well, surely like there will be more help that will come. Like we don't want to take from other people. And I saw that a lot, just like, for example, like somebody was waiting on a claim to come through and they're like, oh, I think it'll be fine. It'll be taken care of in those early days. And now we're 2 months out. Their claims have been denied. They've been given pennies by other organizations. And now it's like, oh crap, like it's just us. Like,
yeah, it's there's still people here that aren't from here that
yeah,
are working their butts off.
yeah.
I mean, just down at BC We Care, down in Embryville,
I've heard yeah.
and Bumpus Cove. Them main people, Sister Ashley and Ryan, Brother Ryan, they aren't from here, but they've been here since like day 7, day 8. And they have poured themselves into these places. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. And because they felt called to. So, but one day they got to go home.
Yeah.
I mean, they live other places. They have lives other places. They're needed other places. We can't keep these helpers forever.
Right. Right.
So us locals are going to have to be able to start stepping up and helping our neighbors, because all these big helpers, it's getting cold. I don't know how long they're going to hang in there,
What do you recommend for people who are local, who don't know? Because it's weird right now. Like you can go to the mall and it can feel like a normal day, and then you can drive down the street and it can look like the end of the world. Like it's super weird to be living in this area right now. What do you recommend for people who maybe think that they're not sure how to help? They don't know what to do. I know for me personally, like those early days, I was down at the donation site, and then they closed that and they moved things to Bristol, and then they told me I couldn't volunteer if I had kids and like all those things. I don't know. It almost feels hard for.
It's hard. It's hard to check. It's very hard around here right now. And I think there's a couple reasons. One reason is our local media is not covering our damage at all. I just now seen a story on WJHL about one sister in one area in dozens of miles of destruction that they didn't talk about. And they didn't talk about the number I've gotten is 258 in houses in Washington County that are gone. I mean, down the river, destroyed, no longer exist houses, or they're damaged to the point these people shouldn't be living in them. And some of them still try. So what we don't have the local coverage or national coverage. We don't have any coverage about what's going on in East Tennessee, whether that's what Carter County, Johnson County, Unicoi County, Washington County, Greene County, all the way down to Newport. I got a sister in Knoxville that reached out because her house was destroyed and she ain't in the declared disaster zone, and so nobody's going to try to help her. Now,
I saw somebody in Knox County too with that.
That wind blew that tree down on her trailer just like it did up here in these mountains in that same storm. You ain't going to tell me that sister don't need help. So the ways I think people can plug in, because it's hard to figure that out, right? Because our government, our local Tennessee government's saying, don't send helpers here. Don't self-deploy here. Don't send us donations here. Don't. Well, you know what? You ain't doing the right thing, state of Tennessee. You ain't. These people need help, and they're your citizens. You ain't doing it. So what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it because it has to be done because somebody's going to. So if you want to help, if you're disabled and you can't lift things, the internet is a powerful tool right now. A share, a comment on any local people that's doing real grassroots work, that you never know who's going to see that. That could be an amazing resource just from a click. If you can shovel things, we'll find you a place. There's lots of grassroots groups that are right here in East Tennessee that you can hook up with, that they'll tell you where they need to go. There's lots of people that need all kinds of help: electrical, plumbing, HVAC, sheetrock, rebuild, cleaning properties, cutting trees, getting properties ready to put campers on, being able to help rebuild houses. We got so many ways people can help that anybody can find a way to help here. They just don't know that we need it.
Yeah, and I know, like, I've been overwhelmed by the need. I feel like there's been just these Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and there's several. And if you want to follow them, please comment and let us know, and we'll share them. And follow Mountain Women Helping Mountain Women here, and she's posted plenty of things that you can help just from even your phone. But I know I've been overwhelmed by the need, and I'm just trusting that I will be connected to the people that I need to be connected to make a difference. And I have to believe that I will be able to connect with people. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And there's people who don't know how to use the internet. They don't know how to use Venmo. They don't know how to use the Amazon wish list. They don't know how to do
I don't know how to make an Amazon wish list. I don't know. I can't use the QR code. You got that pretty little QR code over there. I wouldn't be able to use it, sister. And I'm smart. I mean, I'm educated. I got several degrees, but I'm of that age that I can't.
Goes like this, man. It just goes over. You know what I mean?
So, but I think that, I think the more coverage like you're doing of telling these stories and telling local people experiences gets more out, that more people know how they can plug in, even if they can't click on a QR code, or there's just so many ways, I mean, there's just, and I wish that our neighbors here understood how much just 3 miles down the road needs. I was kicked out of a local group I was in. I've been in it for years, Telford group. I just got kicked out yesterday, day before. Days run together. I'm sorry. Because I wouldn't quit asking who needed help. I wouldn't quit asking who could help for our neighbors right down. Telford's only 4 or 5 miles from Bumpus Road, 81. I was told that they weren't the demographic I was looking for. Excuse me, you're not the you ain't my neighbors. These ain't your neighbors. You ain't the demographic. You got 2,700 people on your page in this area. And we got people in Telford that suffer damage. He said we don't, but we do. But this ain't the demographic for asking for help or offering help. And they kicked me out. And I've been in that page for years and years. Couldn't tell me what rule I broke because I asked. Wouldn't tell me what I did. Just, we're going to vote you out. We don't like you, basically. I got receipts. They sent it to me in writing because I'm going to shame them. I am, because they've interfered. Not only when they kicked me out, they took down all my posts where I said, hey, call me if you need some heat. Hey, message me if you need a propane. Hey, do you got a warm place to stay? Now, when they took them posts down, they're interfering with lane relief. And I said on my page, Mountain Women Help Mountain Women, and I meant it. If you interfere in lane relief, I'm going to shame you, because that's the only thing I know to do at this point. I just don't know what else to do about these people just actively, intentionally interfering with our neighbors getting help, and I don't understand it. Now, there's lots of helpers, and maybe they didn't mean to be like, oh, we're going to actively interfere. Maybe they just meant they don't like me, and that's fine. But the way it came off was, you ain't going to help people here. So they're going to get shamed. I put their page name on my page because there's 2 Telford pages, and I don't want to tell you wrong. So I don't want to impugn the other Telford page. It's welcome to me to ask for help. But I posted who it was on my page.
Right. And I don't understand that. I'm trying to understand more and more, because there's been several things that have been done that I've been real confused on, like why we're doing it this way, or like what is wrong with this. And I think that there's just, at times it gets so overwhelming, the needs, and there's so many organizations and there's so many people trying to help, and it's so hard because it's like if we all come together, we can figure it out, but it's not going to be seamless. It's going to be messy. It's going to be like, I know in the early, I think it was day 3, I was down at the Parks and Rec in Elizabethton, and the woman who I was in contact with, who was one of the leaders, she worked at a hospice, so it's not like she knows, none of us know what the heck we're doing with all this.
Like, has ever experienced, no one alive, this is a 15,000 year geological event. No one alive has ever experienced this. So even people that's been doing disaster work for 50 years has never experienced this.
And so this woman that she's doing a beautiful job running what she could there and just jumping in. And I had said something to her about, like, we had so many volunteers coming in. I'm like, are we okay? Like, do we need to turn people away? And she's like, absolutely not. Like, if people are coming to help and that might be the only thing that they can do right now, let them help, let them come. Then I think it was the day later, I can't remember. I was directing traffic, and this woman came in and she said, I'm here to run this place. It was within 2 days that it shut down. And I was like, it's just so heartbreaking to me, because it's like this first woman who, she knew that our community was hurting and us being a part of the relief efforts was healing for all of us. And then within a couple of days, the place is gone and we can't help. And they're telling me I can't bring my kids. They're telling me I can't be involved, and I think that does something to the mental health in the community if you're not allowing people to help. Because we don't have $1 million like we wish we could to buy everybody a trailer.
Yeah.
But not being able to do anything and watching these people hurt, I think causes people to either look away and ignore it or have their heart broken, which is what I think we've opted for. That's the option that we've opted for, is to keep looking, keep paying attention, keep trying to get help. But it's heartbreaking.
It is. Sister, I've cried more in the last 2 months. There's a lot of things that I don't understand that's going on right now in these relief efforts. I get told quite often that I run around with my hair on fire. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I do run around with my hair on fire. The world's on fire. How could I? The better question is, why is your hair not on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Why you keep asking me why I'm so upset? Why you keep asking me that I keep yelling at people? Why you keep asking me I get on here and make a fool out of myself on the internet that I've never done before? I ain't no internet personality. I'm a grandma. I got 6 grandbabies.
Yeah.
My daddy's dying. I got things to do that ain't this. But if nobody else is going to do it, you just got to keep doing the next right thing. And that's what I keep saying is people just ain't doing the next right thing. And I don't know if it's because they don't know what it is.
Right.
Or if they're so overwhelmed that they can't see it.
Right.
Or if they're just so apathetic that it don't matter to them. And that's the hardest thing I've seen, outside of the bodies and the debris and the places gone and the stories I've heard. The apathy of the people that live here. Not even the people in California or nowhere. The people that live here in these counties.
Yeah.
In the nice places that didn't get hit. in the warm places that didn't get touched. That they don't even want to have a hub for their neighbors to go get some diapers in. I don't know, sister. I don't know.
I don't either. And I know it's hard because it's like we were so overwhelmed with, which is such a blessing, right? Those early days where there was all those donations and we were so overwhelmed with blessings, and it got to a point where people had to start turning things away, which I get. We don't have a huge
But we did.
places.
Right. We didn't have to turn them things away. Wait a minute now.
Oh, that's where yeah. Well, and that's what I'm trying to say is like we don't have places. We don't have like warehouses to store these things, right?
No, but we had ETSU. We had Green Valley and Greenville. We had closed grocery stores on South Road. We have places that things could have been put. What we didn't have is people willing to step up and do it for their neighbors. Now, I don't want to say that we can't say we didn't have places to put things, because we did. And people asked for them and they was denied. So we did have places.
Okay. And that's what has been hard. So like, for example, like our county, Carter County, we had overabundance of clothing donated here, right?
Right.
Well, the county, I can't remember which county it was. I was talking with this woman last night. She has, I think, 3 or 4 girls. And a tree fell in their house and it ruined their closet, and their babies don't have clothes. But we had so much clothes. And it's like, how do we connect? You know, but it's almost like it's not happening, and it's not feels intentional. It feels really hard because it feels like
it is hard. It is hard. It ain't just feel hard, sister. It is hard. Yeah. And you know, that's one of the things that I've been trying to do with my page is fill these gaps. Yes. Right?
Yes.
There's these big gaps. There's these big gaps. And you know, I get people message me and says, hey, my kids need a size, whatever. And I'm like, I'll find it for you, sister. But what I don't understand, sorry, I ain't good at this tech thing. What I don't understand is, why ain't there a hub close to you that you can go get one? Wait, we just throwing donations to Goodwill in Western North Carolina, who sold them and didn't return that money to these people. Now, I don't know what Eastern Tennessee Goodwill does. I can't speak on them, but I can tell you what Western North Carolina does. Now, we got so many donations, we send it back off a mountain, don't we? Why are these sisters calling me? They need clothes for them babies. Why can't I just say, hey, sister, go down the road a couple miles. Here's a hub. You go get them clothes for them babies. Because I was told we had too many things everywhere. Where's them things at, sister?
Where's I'm very confused on Bristol.
Oh, yes, let's go. We want to talk about Bristol?
Topic. I'm very confused on it. I'm trying to figure it out because I've messaged people who are in Roan Mountain who don't know how to get the supplies. I've seen, and I'm not trying to spread rumors. I'm just saying, like, what I've seen and heard isn't adding up. It's not making sense. We were told that Bristol would be the hub for people, but that's so far away.
All the way through the winter. We just told it's going to be all the way for the winter. They's going to be a hub for us as long as we needed them, didn't they? That's what they said. That's what they told us when they said, don't send your things to them hubs around these counties. You send it to us at Bristol. We'll take care of it for you. We'll set your hubs aside privately, separately, won't we? We'll set it aside and y'all can come get it yourselves. Oh, wait, no, we can't do that no more, can we? Oh, don't send your semis down there to Cherry Grove Church. Send them up here to Bristol. Mm-hmm. Hey, don't send them semis to Roan Mountain. You send them to Bristol. We take care of it for you. All right, then. That's what we did, didn't we? And we closed down all these little hubs at these little churches and these little people's helpers places that they set up. Mm-hmm. We closed them all down. We sent it all to Bristol because they told us that they was going to be there. Now, this is facts now. Now they ain't accepting them or food donations, right? Because they're getting ready to close. And they'll lie to you. You call up there and you ask them, hey, you closing? This sister says you closing and you ain't going to help nobody no more. And they'll say, oh, we ain't closing. We just ain't taking no more food today. Well, they ain't closing today. Well, you check back next week. You check back a week after. They ain't going to be here through Christmas. And now we send all our donations up there. and we closed most of our hubs. And now they ain't going to be there, like I told us. Now, what I understand is they sent that food that they have there, they sent that to Second Harvest. Now, I don't know who thought they was in charge of them donations. That weren't theirs to give to Second Harvest now. That was not theirs to give to Second Harvest. Nobody gave it to them. They gave it to these people in these hills for this winter. Now, where's Second Harvest taking that food? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they doing good works. Maybe they are. I don't know. What I do know is I got hubs that ain't got food that should have been able to pull from Bristol like they was told. But then Bristol kept changing the rules from day one.
Well, and that's
anybody can come get it. Yeah. Anybody can come get it. You hurt, you come get it. Oh, wait, no, we can't have thousands of people coming up here and get things. That's just chaos, right? So now only 501s can come get it. Churches can come get it, okay? That's what happened. And then the hubs and the 501s and the churches, they got overwhelmed and they got tired. And they got told Bristol's going to take care of us. And now Bristol ain't going to take care of us no more. Now what are we going to do? What are we going to do, y'all? What are we going to do? I need somebody to tell me what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to get storage through these mountains.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get connexes to put up in small communities to fill through the winter to keep stocked up. You can buy things on the street easier than I can get a connex. I've been trying to get empty warehouses from people that don't live here that ain't going to use them. They've been sitting empty for years. Why can't I borrow them for just 6 months just to get us through the winter? No, you can't have them.
Vacation homes. Like, there's like, I don't know.
You got these second, on third, fourth, these are the fifth, sixth houses they got. They ain't been here for years. They ain't coming here. They definitely ain't coming here now because they can't get to the roads in their big fancy cars. Why can't these people stay there? I don't know the answers to these questions. I just ask a lot of them.
Right. Which I think is important. It's overwhelming. It's hard. It's heartbreaking, but I don't know if because I just think to myself, I'm safe and warm and all of those things, and I still can't understand it. Imagine if you're not safe, you're not warm, you're not fed, and you're trying to sift through the not so fun internet to make sense of how to get food for your family or how to get clothing for your family. It breaks my heart because
I drove which weekend was it? The days just late because you're up till 2:00 in the morning every night answering calls and sending messages and trying to get people campers. Days just flow through together. But I took a drive. I had to do some donation drops to places and go. Anyway, I drove 8.5 hours from Marshall, North Carolina, across the mountains, all the way across the Roan Mountain, down Elizabeth, and across to John City. I was on the main roads. I didn't go off the main roads because I had drops. Anyway, you know how many donation hubs I seen in that 8.5 hours I drove? None, sister. 0. I couldn't find warm food to eat that I didn't have to pay for. And I didn't have any money that day because I filled my gas tank up to run them mountains. I couldn't find any warm food on a main road for helpers, volunteers, or survivors for 8.5 hours. We doing something wrong.
Well, and it's wild because it wasn't that way at the beginning. That's where
no, it wasn't.
It was like there was people helping everywhere you looked, which I'm so grateful for.
Yes. Bless the helpers.
And a lot of the helpers, I want to add this, a lot of the helpers are survivors themselves. So many people you'd be working by and they're like, oh yeah, well, we don't have this and this, but it's all good. Or this,
we're okay. We're okay.
And they are. And that's what's real hard. I know, like, even I was telling somebody, even for myself, like, we didn't have power for like a week. We didn't have hot water. I would drive down the creek every day and I would see this church that had set up hot showers. I'm like, oh, that's so kind of them. That's so sweet that they're doing hot showers. I love that. I love that. It took me until about day 5 that I was like, oh, I haven't had a shower in 5 days.
I can use that hot shower, can't I
was like, oh, that's what. But I think it's just like a mindset of like, they're not worried about themselves. We're getting to a place where it's like now that mindset's kind of shifted because it's like you realize how cold it is, you realize how little food you have. People are asking for help and it's not coming. And that's how I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling lied to, frustrated. Um, and I'm also desperately trying to help the best way I can. And I don't know, it just never feels like enough, never feels like we can do it all, but I don't know. Where do you think people should focus their energy right now if they are wanting to help? Is it those Facebook groups? Is it what
It
do you think?
depends on what they can do. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, that's my honest answer. It depends on what they can do. Can they come here? I'll take you. I got a place I'll put you. I got a warm place you can stay if you want to come help in Washington County. You can't come here. Okay. Can you share things for these local grassroots people that are still here and still going to be here? That's real helpful. Can you send things? Is there somebody in your community that's sending a truck of supplies here? Can you throw a few things on it? There's, and local pages are always putting out, here's a need, here's an idea, here's a space that needs filled. Here, these, and the big groups, they put out things too, right? The big relief groups, the Cajuns.
Yeah.
There's a billion Cajuns, right?
But we're grateful for the Cajuns. Yeah.
I love the Cajuns. I work with some of the Cajuns. Hey, Tyler, Blaine Pooling, I love you. Love you. I call y'all a bunch of whatever Cajuns because I can't keep track of none of y'all. Anyway, the United Cajun Navy, we love you down there in Embryville and Bumpus Cove. Thank you. But y'all got to go home at some point, right? And so these grassroots groups that are here and they're run by people that live here and they are going to be here because we ain't got nowhere else to go. We live here. We're going to be here for the next 5 generations too. Those are the people that we would love to see supported at least a small scale as to what these big groups get supported.
Yeah.
And it's hard because a lot of these groups just came about like me.
That's what I was going to say.
After the storm, and some pages I can't even comment on from my relief page because I'm less than 60 days old.
Yeah, exactly.
And
there's
people
all these weird Facebook rules and weird YouTube rules and things like that.
And who do you trust, right? Because it's a new page. Do you trust these people? Do you don't trust these people? And I recommend that if you don't know if you can trust somebody, vet them.
Yeah.
Most grassroots organizations that rose up after this storm. I say this to people and people think I'm weird, but I'm going to say it to y'all. Helene took a lot of things from a lot of people. But it gave some of us wings. Okay. And the ones that gave wings, we got to keep helping the others that it took so much from. So if Helene gave you wings, keep flying them, y'all. But we made these pages to help people, right? Vet us. Yeah. The other groups that work with us, even the big ones, even the Cajuns, they'll tell you whether you can trust us because they've been working with us for almost 2 months now. So if you don't know whether you can trust a local page, vet them. We ain't afraid of being vetted.
Well, and I was going to say, and reach out because like I know I've seen several things where people have posted either like a Cash App, their Venmo, their GoFundMe, and I've reached out and it's so hard because there's such a line of like asking questions but not interrogating survivors. You know what I mean? But I will say that most survivors that I've talked to, they're willing to share. It's emotionally exhausting for them to share. But especially pages like yours who like you can share, you respond back to people, you're going to help people. Just I believe that if you just put your trust in God or whatever it is and just message people and you're going to be like guided where you need to be and who you need to help. And
there's been so much guidance since this storm for people that borderlining miraculous on the connections that people have made after this storm that would have and being led to people, one person leads you to another person that And then there you got a need filled, just like that. And it just trust your gut. If it's a bad vibe, it's a bad vibe. It don't matter. Trust your gut.
How I've been thinking of it for myself, because it's hard, and we've been talking about okay, is this person a flood victim? Are they not? Does it matter? For me,
We're all hurting.
Does it matter if this person's home was affected by the flood, or they just didn't have enough money to feed their babies? Either way, they need groceries.
The babies need fed.
I don't care. I don't care. I just, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm trusting that my resources or my, I don't know, my algorithm or whatever it is will show me who needs help and who I'm meant to connect with. And I'm just trusting in that. And yeah, I might be a sucker at times and I might get got. I don't care. I'm just going to do the best.
If that baby gets an extra can of formula or extra box of diapers and that mama buys a pack of cigarettes with that save money, I don't give a function. Yep. I honestly don't, because that baby's got formula and diapers. And then babies is going to grow up one day, right? We was all babies. And we've been generationally traumatized by things that happened in this mountain. And now these babies that we got, now they've been generationally traumatized in ways that us adults can't understand. We can't. We grown women, we don't understand it. And we expect these babies to understand why their mama can't go find a hub to get him some diapers. Mm-hmm. These babies is going to be traumatized for a long time. And we're going to have socioeconomic problems for generations in these mountains if we don't step in and figure this out. Them babies grow up in them tents down that river. How are they going to be productive members of society, sister? How are we going to save them from the prisons up there in Spruce Pine? How? I don't know. Yeah. I just know that every baby that goes hungry in these hills, and every mama that has to sit in that corner and cry because she don't know where she's going to get her light bill from, causes trauma to them kids. And nobody's thinking, I can't say nobody. I got to quit using everybody and nobody's. Not enough people are thinking about next month because they don't know where dinner's coming from tomorrow. Sorry. Yeah, I get my hair on fire, do.
I do too. And I'm going to still, I don't know, I like what you said about that. And I think if yours isn't, I don't understand how it's not.
Right. And I don't know, but I bounce. I'm sorry. I got 60,000 thoughts going through my head all the day. And people tell me my page to do too much. I get my wings spread too far because I do try to do Southwest Virginia, which don't get in there enough.
No, yeah.
And there ain't enough people in Southwest Virginia.
I want to make sure we say that. Yeah.
Helpers needed. Southwest Virginia needs it bad. They need hay. They need campers. They need help. They need people help. The supplies. Southwest Virginia still needs everything, y'all. Don't forget about them. I also cover Western North Carolina. Clear out to Sparta. I had a sister call me that needs help. I can't find her a hub near Sparta. I've been trying for days. Okay.
Damascus is not close to Bristol, by the way, everybody.
No, it's not.
Virginia and Damascus, Virginia are technically both in Virginia. They're not close. Just
no.
If you're not familiar with the area, it's very hard for Damascus to get to Bristol.
And a bunch of roads around Damascus are,
yeah.
I mean, so I'm in Jefferson, North Carolina at my dad's right now. And I can't go home like I used to. I have to now go 16, cross to 81, and then cross, right? But Damascus, Highway 58 off to Damascus runs off 16. But you can't get there because the roads are still out. So Damascus is hit hard, and it's difficult to get in and out of there. And they need a lot of things still.
And I will say, I also want to point out some of the hardest hit areas and some of the people who need the most help don't have the internet right now. And we don't even know who is up there that needs
No,
us. So
no.
just put prayers out that they get some sort of help that way, because communication right now is so key. Um, and if you're in Virginia and you need help, please reach out. Please reach
Reach
out.
out, reach out to my page. I got a sister a bunch of hay a couple weekends ago. If you need something, I may take me a day or two, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna at least try to get you what you need. And I bang people about the head until they listen or they tell me no. Okay, so
All right. Do you
say
have anything else you want to add? Any
I
last
just
thoughts?
there's so many. Thank you for messaging me and asking me to reach out back out to you. I appreciate what you're doing, and I just really hope that people keep watching your channel and you're able to tell the stories of what's happening in these mountains, because ain't many people telling the stories that's happening, and I appreciate you doing it.
Thank you. And I just want to say, if you're watching this and you want to share, I am here. Whether you're a helper or a volunteer and you want to share it, and I don't want you standing in front of your rubble home. I just want you to come and share whatever you want to share, so that people can hear from you directly, because right now there's a lot of Amazon wish lists, and there's a lot of Walmart lists and Venmos getting posted, and people don't know who to trust. And I
Yeah.
know it's uncomfortable, and I know it's I've been saying, nobody wants to go viral in this situation. Nobody wants their face attached to this.
Mhm.
But at the same time, people do want to know who it is that's behind those Venmo accounts, that's behind those Amazon wish lists. And I promise you, if you want to share, I will, with the most respect, try to get you help by just getting your story out there. Um, so please reach out. I'm trying to help how I can, where I can, and I just hope that we can all use this channel as a place that we can kind of connect and help one another. And I appreciate you coming on today and sharing with us. And please follow her on Facebook and reach out if you have needs or if you want to help, because you're doing the real work, and I appreciate that.
Excuse me. Well, my page is open. It's public. You ain't gotta you ain't gotta follow it or like it or nothing.
Oh,
You can
okay.
just go look on it. It's not a
Okay.
closed page.
Gotcha.
I didn't, and it says nonprofit. Now I ain't a 501(c) yet. I'm working on it, but I am an ordained minister, so I don't have to have, but I don't ask for money, or haven't until this point. But my page was never meant to be closed. It's not private. It's not meant for only people, certain people to see what we're doing, or only certain people to be able to ask for help. So you ain't even gotta like that page. You can just go look at it if you want to. Mountain Women Helping Mountain Women.
I love it. I love the name.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so
Have,
much.
have a good day. Keep being helpers, y'all.